Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are today. We are going to practice with the chain rule. So, if I have not already given you this function in class, I want you to write down the following equation, and we're going to differentiate it. Y is equal to the secant of the cosine of x cubed. So if you don't have this written down, I want you to get a sheet of paper and a pencil, pause the video, and write this down. What we want to do is we want to find dy dx. So find dy dx. In order to do this, we have to treat this as a composition. So I have to find an outer function, an inner function, and then another inner function. So notice the x cubed is inside of the cosine. And notice the cosine is inside of the secant. Now just a quick reminder, it is true that the secant of x times the cosine of x is equal to 1. That's true, but this is not the secant times the cosine. This is the cosine inside of the secant, or another way to put it, the secant of the cosine. So this is not a product. This is a composition. So f is going to be my outermost function, which will be the secant of x. G will be the function that's inside of f, which is the cosine of x. And h will be the function inside of g, which is x cubed. Now the way this works, when you take the derivative with respect to x of f composed with g composed with h, this is equal to the derivative of f evaluated at g at h of x times the derivative of g evaluated at h of x times the derivative of h of x. That's the chain rule at work. So what is f prime? What's the derivative of secant? It's secant tangent. But it's not secant tangent of x. It's secant tangent with g of h inside. So this will become the secant of the cosine of x cubed times the tangent of the cosine of x cubed. And that's f prime of g of h of x times g prime of h. So what's the derivative of cosine? It's negative sine. But it's not negative sine of x, it's negative sine of the function on the inside. So that's x cubed. And then lastly, h prime of x. So that will be 3x squared. Excuse me. Now we're going to put our algebraic term in the front since this is a product. So the final answer is negative 3x squared times the sine of x cubed times the secant of the cosine of x cubed times the tangent of the cosine of x cubed. And there is the answer. That is the derivative, the instantaneous rate of change. All right, let's go to the next video.